The time has come for me to do my favorite video. I love it when teams make a few new signings because now there's a big question mark. There's a big question. The $1 million question is, how do you fit all of those players in whilst making sure Juventus remain dominant, whilst making sure Juventus continue to play off Tudor's principles, whilst making sure Juventus are penetrative, they're winning games, and also maximizing every single one of those players' potential and true skill set. Tudor, I feel like he's been flirting with me. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Tudor, I think he's flirting with me. Maybe he loves me. Like, he might even send me a Valentine's card. Talking about the 3-4-2-1. But maybe, just maybe, move into the 3-5-2. I like it. I truly like it. The thing I like about Tudor the most is the fact that he's very, very, very open to change. And that's a very good sign. Like, a lot of coaches are stubborn in their ways. Listen, this is my formation. This is the way I like to play. You either fit into it or off you go, mate. No, when it comes to Tudor, listen, 3-4-2-1. But if I have to play 3-5-2 to accommodate an Openda, then so be it. At the end of the day, the common goal remains the same, for Juventus to win games. Now, before everything, just a massive thank you from me to every single one of you guys. You, not your cousin, not your pet hamster, not your pet cat. You. You guys have truly smashed it this summer. Like, let's just say this channel has grown ridiculously, and it's all because of every single one of you guys. So I truly appreciate it. I know you guys love the videos. I love making them for every single one of you guys. Long may it continue. Now, Juventus at the moment in the Serie A, we've seen the 3-4-2-1. Conceição, Kenan Yildiz, Jonathan David. We've seen it for the first 2 games of the season. Now, we can automatically just turn around and say, all right, sweet. Zhegrova will compete with Conceição. Vlahovic competes with David. Openda competes with Kenan Yildiz. That might be the case. But there's going to come a period in this season where Tudor needs to reinvent his team, where Tudor needs to give them that spark. And this is why I'm here to break it down, what changes Tudor can truly make. Okay, so I've got 2 suggestions. One of them is my own suggestion, and I will completely break it down for you guys. And I would truly love to see Tudor deploy this. Like, if I see this season Tudor deploy what I'm about to suggest, I will rename this entire channel to Igor HAJJBALL. Yeah, Igor HAJJBALL. Yeah, that's what I will rename it to. Number 1, the 3-4-1-2, which he's alluded to during his press conference, with a 2-split striker system. Now, there's only one trio that makes sense for this. Kenan goes into the 10. He's the best attacker at the club. He's the best number 10 at the club. This position is his. No debate. Now, I go in attack Openda and Jonathan David. And to be honest, I'm not going for Openda and Jonathan David mainly because they're 2 strikers on paper. No, there's so much more to it. You see, in a game of football, sometimes, depending on the opposition, depending on the in-game dynamics, you have to change things up. So maybe you realize, listen, we're being outrun in midfield. I need to make a substitution to make my team a bit more dominant in midfield. Maybe you realize they're playing with a back 5 system. You need to get yourself somebody next to the strikers. The point is, to tweak your system, to tweak your tactics in-game, you have to make a what? You have to make a substitution. I look at Kenan, Openda, and David and say Tudor is now having the best of both worlds. Tudor can now tweak his tactics in-game without having to make a substitution. Kenan in the 10, 2 strikers up front. Now imagine in a game against, I don't know, Empoli, Udinese, Tudor realizes, listen, Kalulu as a wing back, he's struggling. I need somebody to drift out wide and help him out. All he can do is tell Kenan, you go back to the left-hand side. Openda, you go to the right-hand side. David, you stay as a striker. It now moves away from a 3-4-1-2 to Tudor's notorious 3-4-2-1 without a substitution. He gets to keep his substitutions on his side. For example, if Conceição was playing and Tudor wanted to go 2 up front because he wanted somebody next to Jonathan David, you have to take off Conceição. Conceição can't go and play as a striker. You've now wasted one of your substitutions. With this trio, you can chop and change between the 3-4-1-2 and the 3-4-2-1. And trust me, when it comes to opposition teams, they hate coming up against teams that always interchange, where players are always moving, because it just gives them a different dilemma. If you're a centre-half and you know for the first half an hour, all I've had to worry about is Jonathan David. But then the next half an hour, you got David and Openda, and now you've got Kenan. Rather than playing on the left-hand side, he's now playing centrally, and when he plays centrally, he leaves the left-hand side for Cambiaso. It's a nightmare, it's a headache, but it's a very, very, very penetrative tool for Tudor and these Juventus players. So for me, that's the trio in the 3-4-1-2, 3-4-2-1. Okay, now it's my turn. Let's just pretend we're in school. Who wants to answer this question? Me, sir. Me, sir. I want to answer this question. Arnie, it's Daz. I want to answer this question. If I won I don't know, the golden ticket to manage Juventus for one game against Udinese, how would I set them up? And I could do whatever I want. I could do the 3 with the 2 and the 5, and then the inverted fullback and the striker dropping deep. I can do all of those things. What would I do? Probably sat thinking 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, I don't know, 4-1-2-1-2 diamond. No. I would do a 4-3-2. Don't get me wrong, this is a ridiculously offensive-minded formation, okay? Because I'm all about the goals, bro. I'm all about the goals. 4-3-2 formation. Let me explain, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you will be an advocate of the 4-3-2. With the 4-3-2, I can field as many of my attacking players as possible. I can have Kenan on the pitch. I can have Zhegrova on the pitch. I can have Openda on the pitch. I can have Jonathan David on the pitch. Why? Because I've now sacrificed the centre half for an extra attacking player. I've moved away from the back 3 to occupy a back 4. And yes, in my back 4, I have Kelly partnering Bremer. Just speaking on Kelly very briefly. Listen, the one thing I can ask of any player once they make a massive step up and joining Juventus is step up to the plate and grow in your role. If I see growth, I will speak on it and I will praise it. And ever since the Serie A season started, I've seen growth, I've seen consistency, I see him maturing in that role, and that's the least I can ask for, and I have to praise it. So Kelly, keep it up, hermano. Anyways, I would go with a flat 4. Now, the reason why this 4-2-2 is so good is because David automatically drops deep. David, whether it's a 4-3-3, whether it's a 3-5-2, David, he automatically drops deep. That's just the way he plays the game. He's more of a facilitator. He's more of a conductor of play in the final third. But when David drops deep, look at what the formation becomes. It becomes a 4-2-3-1. I can still have Kenan as a left-sided attacker. I can still have Zhegrova as a right-sided attacker. When David drops deep, it's not as if now I don't have a striker anymore. No, I have Openda to lead the line. It becomes a 4-2-3-1. But of course, when we're in the opposition box and we're looking to score a goal, that's when David goes and joins somebody like Openda to occupy centre half. For me, this works wonders because when David drops deep, that's an extra passing angle centrally for Locatelli and for Thuram. Now, of course, in possession, how will I set up this Juventus team? I would go for something like this, like a 3-2-5, because the one thing that's caught my eye the most under Tudor is Cambiaso, the way he plays the game. Cambiaso, yes, he has moments where he's playing as a wing-back, bombing, underlapping, overlapping with Kenan Yildiz. But watch the next time you watch Juventus. Cambiaso doesn't really play as like this out-and-out wing-back. He's more of a makeshift wing-back where sometimes he's overlapping, underlapping, but a lot of the times, Cambiaso is actually inverting, okay? And Kelly is the one that's next to Kenan, giving and going. Like, how many times this season have you seen Kelly cross the ball out of play? He's in that offensive-minded position as the left wing-back. With this, it becomes very similar to Thiago Motta's, where Cambiaso tucks inside. I've now got Kelly, Bremer, and Kalulu as my 3 in the back. Locatelli and Cambiaso in midfield. 2 amazing ball progressors, and Cambiaso can also carry. Thuram can now become this dynamic box-to-box, joining the attack. I've got Zhegrova, Kenan, Openda, and David all on the field that can all press, that can all interchange with one another, and I maintain discipline on and off the ball. Because as soon as they lose the ball, we go into the 4-2-2. And yes, the 4-2-2, if it's a low block and I'm asking my players to sit down and defend, Kenan, drop alongside Thuram. Zhegrova, drop alongside Locatelli. The 4-2-2 becomes, yes, you guessed it right, it becomes a 4-4-2. A 4-4-2 shape off the ball is so difficult to break down. If you look at the Premier League, every team sets up in the 4-4-2 off the ball. Arteta, Manchester City, 4-4-2. 2 rows of 4, 2 strikers to lead the press. Hey, I might need to do an application to become a coach. This is what I would do. It's very offensive, but I feel like Juventus can definitely make it work. They get all their attackers on the field. You've got dynamism, you've got goals, you've got creativity, you've got steel in midfield, you've got ball progression, you've got yourself centre halves. This is a great team. Now, this is how I would set up Juventus. But of course, what are the chances of this happening? Very, 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 very slim, because I feel like Tudor's overall ideology on the game, his principles, the way he looks at the game in general, he favours the back 3 system. So I genuinely feel like it will be the 3-4-2-1 this season, and at times the 3-4-1-2. But having said that, Juventus have got a lot of options. Juventus have got a lot of players of different skill sets, of different profiles. Regardless of the formation, Juventus will score goals. And because of that, this university lecture comes to an end. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on another one.